Hello guys, so I decided to share with you about the knowledge that I have about array methods. I also decided to do some live coding as well with you. I wanted to do a streaming on YouTube, but it's not possible to share a screen, so I will be showing you some methods that are very useful for arrays in JavaScript and probably also in other programming languages. But I will do them in JavaScript because I have passion for this language, even though it's really tricky sometimes. So yeah. So the methods that I will be showing you are. First of all, I want you to get familiar with what is it that they do. So the first thing that I want you to understand is how do you print the length of an array. So basically, if someone asks you, could you tell me what is the length of this array, or how many elements this array has, then you would use the dogleg method. So you have to understand what it does. So I also would like you to understand manipulation of elements in an array. So for example, with the splice method, it was a bit difficult for me at the beginning because the splice method, if you don't practice this method, you end up forgetting them. So the splice method basically, it will return an array, a modified array, depending on what you tell it to do. So let's say you have an array like this, and I'm just gonna delete this, so I'm just gonna do it again with you. So let's say we have this array, or even better, I'm gonna create a new example, yeah, here, and I'm gonna name it new example. Yeah. Okay, so let's say we have an array about your favorite snacks. So we are gonna call it snacks, and let's say this array has winning an array of snacks because we want to let know our friends what our favorite snacks are. So we have here, for example, well, I love ice cream. I also like as a snack, for example, sometimes nuts. I also like cake and creases, for example. So let's say this is our initial array of snacks. So what happens here is that, let's say you have an interview and the interviewer asks you, okay, could you delete one element of this array and instead at index 2 replace it with another snack, maybe an snack that you would like to try. So basically what you're being asked to do is to return an array, a modified array. And in this case, there are several options on how to do it, but I would use the splice method. Because with the splice method takes two arguments. The split method, it says here, takes the index at which you want to stack, removing or adding elements, and the second argument would be the number of items that you want to remove or add, and optionally you have the new element to be placed instead of the remove or adding element. So let's say that we want to start at index 2 and we want to also start at index 2, and we wanna put an index 2 a new snack called how can we call it? I like yogurt as well. Okay, so now on index 2, if we remember, arrays starts at index 0, so ice cream will be 0, nuts will be 1, and cake will be 2. So instead of cake, we should have yogurt there. So if we console dog log snacks, no string, just the variable snacks. Yeah, the snacks. Then we have, instead we have yogurt. So what happens here is that we lost creases because it's like saying at this index remove all of these elements, and in this case scenario only add yogurt. So we didn't give another argument, right? So that's why, because it understands that we don't want anything from index 2 onwards, so 0, ice cream, next 1, and K2, and instead we just want yogurt under. But if I do for example, if I say, okay, I do want you to start at index 0, instead of ice cream we will have yogurt there. So now we get all of the elements, and we also get cake, right? Because what's happening is that I wanted to remove 2 elements in this case, and that's why we lost creases. But if I do start at index 0, or better, if I do change it just to 1, then we will get creases, because I just saying, okay, I want you to start on index 2, and I want you to only remove 1 element of the collection. But because I say 2, it's not giving me the creases, because obviously it's removing k and creases. But if I give it 1, it's giving me 4 elements. Now let's say you are asked, instead of only this operation, you're saying, okay, now that you did this, can you in this case it wouldn't apply, but can you sort the elements? In this case there is no way to sort, right? We're not manipulating numbers, but you can also say, okay, can you print the length of this array after? So what I would do is that I would not only return a new array, but I would also do the length of the characters. So okay, so there you go. Now we do have 4, right? 4 instead, because we have 4 elements. Yeah, so now it's giving the length, and if I just do a snacks, it's giving me the 4 elements. But now if I ask length, it's giving me just the length. Let's say you also okay, let's create another example. So we will put here splice and length. Okay, so let's say we have another array, and I will create another. Now I'm gonna use an array of numbers. So these numbers are gonna be I'm gonna put this number from 1 to 9, and I'm gonna also duplicate some of them. Okay, let's say you're giving this in the interview or anywhere you are in a setting, and not only in a technical interview, but maybe in your you need to display certain elements in the front end, and you don't want to display obviously duplicate elements. So now this here you can do like this. Okay, so we go numbers. Actually, instead of just console.log numbers, we're gonna call another array here, and we're gonna call it clean numbers. And here we're gonna create a new array, because we wanna return a new array, and we're gonna copy the old array, and we're not gonna use a keyword called new, because we're returning a new array, right? And I want this new array to be a new set. So now is we do console.log and we call on clean numbers. Let's see what we get there. Okay, this is interesting. It's saying that there is an undefined thing here because there is a double comma. Okay, so a simple comma can mess up everything, guys. So basically what I'm doing with the new keyword in this, and this maybe in another video I will explain, this is called a spread operator. With a spread operator we basically copy the whole array into the new set and we return with the new set, we're removing the duplicates. This is what we're doing. So that's why we don't get duplicates in this array. Now let's say that let's say that the interviewer saying, now okay, but now I want you to print these numbers in the reverse order. So basically for that we have a method called dog_reverse, which very intuitively says to you that you will reverse the element of this array. So if I wanna do that, then I will basically use the reverse method like I did in this function below here. Well, it's a different setup. This is in a function and this is in a variable, but it's also a way to it should also be possible here to reverse. So let's say okay, so I want to reverse my clean numbers. Okay, cool. So then I would call on the dog reverse. I'm not quite sure if this is going to work, but let's see. Okay, it works. So you had to call it, so it's a method and it uses parentheses. So basically you get 9, 8, 7, 6 until 1. So this is how you reverse it. And this is it for now. These are the methods that I wanted to teach you. If you want me to explain other sort of methods, for example like dog find or dog filter, then I will be doing in other video these methods here. Okay, thank you so much for watching and see you soon.